From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good Thursday morning to you. The Flyway Focus Sports Report is brought to you by Cole Oil and Propane, providing energy solutions for Flyway Conference Communities for over 100 years. Check them out at www.coleoilandpropane.com. Girls basketball back to action tonight, and the biggest matchup is on the Ledge. That's where Springs meets up with Omro for a massive game in the race for second in the conference. Both teams come into the game 4-1, and both teams only lost to first place Laconia. We've detailed Omro's 10-game winning streak to this point, featuring stifling defense and the emergence of Ava Cook as one of the top players in the Flyway Conference. Cook has moved her way into third in the conference in scoring at 17.6 points per game. Over the last 10 games, that number is more than 20 per game. Both teams want to rely on their defense. Stats say it could be a low-scoring game. Omro averages about 50 per game. Springs averages 56. Gracie Conkle and Jasleen Loynes both average double figures for Springs. Both Omro's Ava Cook and Springs' Gracie Conkle top 4 in the conference in steals per game. Another good game tonight in North Fondy. Winnebago Lutheran and North Fondy meet up. Both are 2-3 in the conference. North Fondy's Allison Now returned from injury in the Mayville game. She scored 9 points in that one. Could be an X factor returning in this one. She's one of the better players in the conference. She's played in just 5 games this season. WLA trying to snap a 2-game conference losing streak. Jill Pino averages about 10 per game for the Vikings. Addie Supernan and Anna Trewin chip in about 8. Lamira also 2-3. They host 1-4 Campbellsport tonight. Josie Christian still far and away the leading scorer in the conference at nearly 25 points per game. She's also second in rebounding, 4th in assists, and 6th in steals. If the other players from Lamira can stay hot from 3 like they were against Ripon, things could get even better for the Lions moving forward. Meanwhile, Campbellsport trying to stop a 7-game skid. Their last win came back on December 3rd against Mayville. Ava Sabish leads Campbellsport offensively with 8.5 points per game. And finally, first meets last as Laconia hosts Mayville. Laconia coming off that loss on Monday to Kettle Moraine Lutheran. That tip's set for 7:15. The rest of the games scheduled for 7. That's the girls' slate. North Fondy's boys are the lone boys team in action tonight as they'll travel to Winneconne to play the Wolves. Winneconne is 3-8, tip at 7. Also in boys hoops news, terrible news we received yesterday from Lamira coach Dan Damask. Their big man, 6'9", junior Jake Broeske, is out for the rest of the season. He suffered a torn ACL in Tuesday's loss to Laconia. Prayers to him for a quick recovery. It's also conference duel night in Flyway Wrestling. Campbellsport is unbeaten in conference. They host Laconia tonight. Omro's only 2 losses are to Lamira and Campbellsport. The Foxes host Mayville. And North Fondy Springs heads to Winnebago Lutheran. All wrestling set for 7 p.m. starts. We'll give you all the results on this and preview another boys basketball Friday night tomorrow. For the Flyway Focus Sports Report, I'm Jordan King.